Hi guys, welcome back to Youth Diaries. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Faith Mwaita, and today I am here with a very sensitive issue, which is abuse in schools. So a lot of youths have reached out to me and asked me to bring this to light, and today that is what we are going to be discussing about. So stay tuned to hear what we have to say. And before we get into the video, I would love to ask you guys for a small favor, which is to pause this video, hit the subscribe button just to show us some love and support and, bring awareness to what we are going through. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so let's start here. I mean, when we are in school, our parents are no longer our guardians, but the teachers. The teachers are supposed to be there for us. They're supposed to protect us, educate us, and to teach us life skills. But unfortunately, they are abusing us. So when I was at Herentals College, CBD2 in Harare, Zimbabwe in 2017, what I experienced in that 1 year and what I saw my fellow students go through was just not only for me traumatizing, but for other students as well. And we did not speak about it because we thought that it was normal. But now we are going to speak, we are going to tell people what happened. So Herentals still is or was known as a school that punishes people. They punish people whereby they use physical force on them. They hit students using a hose pipe, a tree branch, the teacher's belt, a chalkboard duster, and sometimes they use their bare hands to physically hit students. So, with that being given, the reasons that they did this to us some of the reasons were quite silly, because at times they would do that to us for not having our notebooks, not having our sports kit, not being able to answer a question that a teacher has asked, failing exams, failing tests, not being able to pay our school fees, and not having their full uniform. I mean, guys, yes, I do not have a full uniform, but it is not my problem that my parents are not in a good financial state, and I should not be paying for that. I should not be suffering for that. But unfortunately, that is what was happening at Herentals. And it's not only at Herentals that these things happen. There are different types of schools in Zimbabwe, like A schools, B schools, where they and private schools where they use different methods of disciplining children. For example, I was at a private school for my primary school, and the methods that they used there to discipline us was detention. They did not use any physical force, but at Herentals, they hit us, and I still have scars from that beating, and some students still do. And it's quite traumatizing when we think about it, and the fact that we could not say anything when this was happening is what makes it worse. So I will be speaking for the students that are still going through that and that are scared to say it. We are getting punishments that are not fair, that should not even be allowed. In Zimbabwe, they tell us that students should not be beaten. But unfortunately, in government schools and in some A and B schools, this is still happening. Children are being brutally beaten by teachers. When my fellow youths out there reached out to me, when they asked me to bring this topic up, they said they still have the scars. They said they used to get brutally beaten, and they said in some cases whereby they failed to pay fees or failed to abide by the school rules, they were told to go and work in the gardens, to work in the fields, to clean the toilets. I mean, there's no running water in those toilets. They were told to take buckets of water and go and clean those toilets with no protection. And in the worst case scenario, they were told to go to the teacher's house and do their laundry and to clean their place. I mean, there are a lot of parents out there that allow and give permission to teachers to punish their kids and to hit them whenever they feel like doing it. But do you parents know what we are going through? Do you know how brutally those teachers are beating us? I mean, if you knew, I think you would change your perspectives on this. I mean, when your child is taken to the teacher's home, you do not know what that man or woman is doing to your child. You don't know if they're being sexually abused, because when they are being sexually abused, there is a very low chance that they will come to light and say it, because we as the youth, we all know that there are there are certain things that we just cannot talk about. That is why we ended up creating this platform, so that we can discuss about these issues and bring them to light. So, with that being given, at Herentals, there are these so-called prefects. Well, not only at Herentals, but at other A and B schools and other private schools. They are prefects. And these people, if you don't know what a prefect is they are chosen amongst students. They are chosen by teachers based on certain qualifications. And I mean, a prefect should be someone who's bright in school, someone who has got good behavior, someone who should be a role model for other kids. But unfortunately, at Herentals, it was all about favoritism. I do not know how other schools do it, but at Herentals, these prefects were chosen according to the teachers' favorites. And they were given the rights and the permission to discipline us and to punish us when we did wrong. I mean, these were students of our own ages, and they were also hurt girls and hurt boys. Those also had the authority to hit us. I mean, I do not know what is happening in other B schools, but at least this is what happens at Herentals College CBD2. And without being given, putting that aside, we were not allowed to bring cell phones to school. Let's put this into consideration. We did not have textbooks. There were no researching resources at that school. There were no computers, right? Our library was almost empty. We could not do anything. So when you decided to bring a gadget to do your research in school, because we were at school from 7 to 4 p.m., right? Since we were there at that time, we were not allowed to leave school. So we stayed there the whole day. And I'm just wondering, what if I do not know an answer to the exercise that I've been given to a teacher? I do not have the textbook for that. I do not have the researching resources for that, which means I had to wait until I got home at 5 p.m. to do my schoolwork, of which I find that quite unfair. Because if the things were available at school, of course we would abide by the rules. I mean, I would understand if they would say we do not want students to bring their cell phones to school because we want them to learn to communicate with each other during school time. And you know these days everyone's like on social media, everyone's so hooked on their phone. And I would have understood if that was the case, but they were just spiteful. They just didn't want that. And if there was a rumor that someone had a cell phone, they would send these so-called prefects to search us. They would inappropriately touch our bodies, search our bags. They would touch our breasts and private parts. I mean, I do not know. I think this is not only happening at Herentals. A lot of schools are doing this. And if you are a student at that school, if you are a student who is at a school that does this, please tell us, because we need to bring awareness. I mean, they were inappropriately touching our bodies as if we were in prison, of which I find that quite unfair, and it's so unnecessary to be doing. But anyways, that was the case. They believed in punishing us and in using inappropriate methods to find things out. That was Herentals. That was Herentals for you. So parents out there are a lot of parents, like I said, there are a lot of parents that allow the teachers. But at Herentals, if only your parents could see, I'm speaking for myself, I am speaking from my own experience. If you would know what is happening, how we are being disciplined, I don't think you'd love that. I don't think you'd love your child to go through that. I still don't understand why you would take your child to a school that abuses kids, and yet you know that is what is happening. I mean, this needs to change. This needs to change. There are a lot of schools doing this, and we don't know about them. The kids, we feel like it is a normal thing. We are so used to the pain of being beaten. We know that when I don't do my geography homework, that teacher's gonna beat me anyways. So at times you get used to the pain that you don't even put any input in doing your schoolwork. And I mean, there are better ways of disciplining children. I went to a private school and a government school. In my experience at a private school, they never used physical force to discipline us. They used methods like detention. And when I missed school, they would tell me that it will affect your report if you do not excuse yourself for being absent on that day. But at Herentals, you get beaten for that. You get beaten. And I am sure that a lot of schools in Zimbabwe are doing this. A lot of schools in Africa are doing this, in other continents. That is why I'm saying we should let people know. You youths, that is not normal. It's not a normal habit for a teacher to be beating you. I mean, those teachers have got stress at home and they come and take it out on us, which is very unfair. And this needs to be said. This needs to be said. This is what this platform is for. If you are going through this, say it. Let's bring awareness to this. There are laws that say that students should not be beaten, but people still do them anyways, especially in government schools, of which I don't understand. But anyways, in our next video, we are going to do a part 2, whereby we are going to be going deeper into what teachers do with students, teachers that sexually abuse students, teachers that date students, teachers and students that do witchcraft. We are going to be discussing that. That needs to be brought to light. And if you'd love to engage in that, if you are a person going through that, contact me on WhatsApp and let's discuss this issue. Let's bring awareness. And parents out there, please listen to us. Please listen to what we are saying on this platform, because we are crying out and no one hears us. And us as the youths, we should come out. We should say things, because if we don't say these things, no one is going to say them for us. We're just going to suffer in silence. But anyways, we've come to an end. I do not know how you guys take this, how you guys feel, but say it in the comments below. Tell us what you're going through, and let's expose people who are doing wrong. Let's get together. Yeah, and we've come to an end, and please stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed, like I said in the beginning, please subscribe, because we need this channel to grow. We need to bring awareness to this channel, and make it a better place, improve our living habits, and let people hear our problems, because at times people do not want to hear our problems because they feel like we are too young. It is normal. You're going through puberty. What is that? I mean, going through puberty does not mean that I have to be abused. I mean, we need to say this out loud. Yeah, and I will see you guys in our next episode. Take care and stay safe. Bye.